Hey you guys, it's your girl AJ, the Glamour Witch, and I'm back for another video. So today we're doing a video that I've always wanted to do. I don't really know why I didn't do it, but today is like a perfect time to do it because I'm celebrating my birthday. Yes, baby, Aquarius season. You know how to do it. Proud to be an Aquarius. I'm celebrating my birthday, so I thought it would be a perfect time to do a get ready with me. Glamour Witch edition. So I'm going to be walking you guys through my glamour magic routine when I am preparing myself to go out and celebrate. This is going to be a little bit more than I normally would do, like just to go out for drinks or just to go out to dinner or something like that. But I'm going to be doing some extra work here because one, it's my birthday and I'm extra, like, period. And two, because I'm going to be going out on the Leo full moon and there's going to be a lot of magic that's going to be happening that day. And so I'm going to be taking you guys with me from start to finish. So I'll show you all the things that I'm going to do. Now, this is actually going to be like a 2-day situation. So I'm not doing all this in one day, just so if for anybody who's like, girl, this is a lot to do. I gotta wake up at 6 a.m., don't I? No, I'm doing this in 2 parts. This is, I'm starting on Friday, and then I'm gonna be doing the other half on Saturday when I actually am like preparing to go out. So you'll be seeing a lot, but just know that this is over the course of 2 days. I'm starting on Friday because Friday is representation of Venus, the planet Venus, which is all about beauty and art and attraction and love and self-love. And so I'm going to be using this day's energy to kind of christen me and prepare me for tomorrow. And I'm going to be doing a lot of different work. So of course you can take or leave whatever you feel like is going to work for you in your personal practice, or you can utilize all the things that I'm doing. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be a good time. So you're definitely going to want to watch the very end where we actually go out and like interact with the world, with the magic, because you might see some people that you know in the video, and you wouldn't want to miss that, would you? Okay? So if you want to see my glamour magic routine, just keep watching.
She's magic, flip a whole vibe, make it better, handing out blessings on a platter.
Okay, so to start everything off, I'm going to be making a little bit of a tea blend, and this is just to kind of like activate the energy in the body and prepare myself for healing and just a happier vibration to go into the work with. This is actually from the Bronx Witch. This is her Woke Up Like This tea blend, and I actually really love this. It's really delicious, very yummy, and so I'm gonna make a little cup of this and we'll just kind of sip on it throughout the entire process, okay? And for anyone asking about my nails, don't worry, we're gonna get to that too in this process, okay? So don't be looking too hard at the nails, okay? Cause it's gonna get fixed, honey. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm the kind of person that I like to be extra with my process, and so I will always put a gemstone that is water safe. I'm gonna be using a rose quartz. You can also use clear quartz into my little chamber where I'm going to put my herbs in so that it's just like caught in there as a way to like bless my tea with a little bit more energy, positive energy. So I have a small piece of rose quartz in here that I'm going to drop in here that I've already blessed with intention, and then I'll put my herbal tea blend in here, close it up, and then steep it. So yeah, for anyone who's going to be in the comment section talking about don't use all crystals, water safe crystals, okay? And your best bet is always going to be clear quartz, rose quartz, amethyst. Just stay in those little safe spots and you're going to be okay. Everything else outside of that gets a little fishy. Even if it says it's water safe, you're going to have people in the comment section talking about it's not really water safe, okay? Quartz, rose quartz, regular quartz, clear quartz, and amethyst, okay? So I don't want to hear that bullshit. Chill out, okay? Here's what the tea looks like in the inside. It does have like a little bit of a citrusy taste. It's not citrusy, but it does smell like orange. Like there's like a citrus flavor in there, which is really great. And the only reason why I'm like smelling it and like talking about it, and there's an ingredient list on the back, is because we're not just thinking about like what each one of the herbs in here is representing, but we're also thinking about energetically what it is that we want ourselves to feel. And I like to go by fragrance, not just the ingredients, because then that helps me tap into what my body is going to be taking in, right? So then when I go to bless it, I'm actually more in tune with the energetic vibration that's, you know, taking place in the mix. There's already stuff in here that's representative of beauty, of seduction, of attraction, of self-empowerment, healing. Rose hemp is great for beauty. And because that orange is in there, it makes me think of like, just like the zest of life. Like whenever we use like citrus or orange, it's representation of like joy, happiness, positivity, success. So I feel like there's many different types of ways that you could utilize this blend. We're gonna use this for just a successful ritual practice this entire time. But if you want to use this before you're going out, maybe you want to do success in like attracting someone, or success in like getting access to like fun things, or whatever it means to you. But I'm going to be using it just simply to enhance my glamour magic and to empower me while I do this work. It smells so good. I'm like, I just keep smelling it because it smells so good. Back to what we came here for. So I'm just gonna add, I'll make sure I get a little bit of everything. Gotta get some rose, some of the rose in there, or not rose, the rose hemp and the hibiscus and the black tea and a little bit of the jasmine, because we don't want to miss anything. And I like to pack it on both sides because I ain't no scamp. I don't be scamping out here. I'm gonna drop this in here. We don't want to waste none of this, okay? We ain't wasting none of it. We ain't wasting none of it. And we're going to put in our hot water. And it's definitely going to turn that really beautiful rosy color. And so this would be the time where I would just say my incantations and my prayers over it. And then I will also add a little bit of honey and maybe just like a little spritz of some citrus. So I actually have some tangerines here, so I'm actually gonna cut it open and like add that citrus. Most people will add like lemon into it, but because of what the working is that I'm doing, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that like orangey flavor because it's still sweet and it's not gonna put that bitter bite into it. So, I mean, if you want to put lemon in there, you can put lemon in there for protection or cleansing of anything negative. You could do all of that, right? I'm just trying to get positive energy flow into the work that I'm doing. And so for me, that's not really what I'm looking for. But if that's what you want to do, then do you, boo. All right, so we're starting off the morning routine with my oral care kit from Garners Garden. This is the oxy pulling. It's an alternative to oil pulling, and it really just traps and destroys any bacteria before you go to do your typical washing and brushing. This is the mouthwash. Now this is like the most amazing natural mouthwash I've ever had in my life. My mouth has never felt more clean. Like I really do feel like it's like the Dr. Bronner's of mouthwash. It's all natural. It obviously clearly makes you want to dance. And this is an incredible kit that you can actually find in the link in my description and get a discount. This is the tooth powder, which I will just be taking a little bit in my mouth, swishing it around, and then I'm going to start to brush. So now I'm going to use my Butter facial cleanser. This is great for melanated skin types, really moisturizing. I'm also going to be using my Acure brightening facial scrub. This just helps to give a great base for skincare as well as makeup application. So now we are going to start the skincare. Okay, so this is the Witch I Love Your Face mist. I spray it everywhere, all over my body, as a primer, as a moisturizer, especially after the shower. I am in love with this product. Ask anyone. I have been using this for years and I cannot get enough, okay? You gotta get some of this. So now I'm going in with my Witch I Love Your Face facial oil. This is amazing as well. And also both of these products have gemstone crystals in them that you can shake up to emulsify the product. Next, I'm going in with my Divine Beauty Balm from Conjured Cardea. This stuff smells so good, and it really does give that goddess effect to the body as well as to the senses. So now you are seeing me start my next portion, which this is actually a derma cell wand, which actually is used to like treat acne and go in and just zap away zits and things of that nature, but it also helps with fine lines and wrinkles and to just like heal the skin underneath the surface. I love doing this before, like the day before, so that I can treat the skin and making sure that any blemishes are gone when I wake up in the morning. So I'll do this twice in that day. Okay, you guys. So we're going into the next portion of this work, which is going to be Yoni healing and Yoni steaming. So if you don't know anything about Yoni steaming, it actually has a lot of benefits and it's been used for a very long time. It helps with fertility, helping to maintain reproductive health. It's great for balancing hormones and helping things like irregular periods. It's also great for treating symptoms like cramping, and it can just overall be a healthy way to cleanse your yoni and your uterus. I'm going to be doing a yoni steam today, and I'm using the Filling Myself yoni steam from the Bronx Witch. Now, you guys know that I have a candle called Filling Myself, so immediately I was so excited to have something that's in total alignment with who I am and what I'm about, okay? Filling myself to the nth degree. I'm luckily going to be doing this the day before, so I won't need to worry about doing this and like having to hurry up, but this is only going to be like a 10, maybe even 15-minute process. I wouldn't do this work that we're going to do today longer than 30 minutes. I'm so thankful for this Yoni steam. Thank you, Bronx Witch, for this. And I'm going to teach you guys how to prep and make this. There's a couple of steps, but if you don't have all the things that I have, you can always go onto the Bronx Witch's website and find out what you need. You can also just kind of go on Google and find out. It's really not that difficult, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it, and we're going to jump right in. You're going to fill up a pot of water, and you're going to bring that to a boil. I am using my steam seat, which I got on Amazon. I will link that down below. You're gonna wanna give it a good washing. I'm using soap and I'm using a little bit of rubbing alcohol to just purify it top to bottom. And then you're gonna place this under your seat. You're gonna lift up your toilet seat. So you need to clean everything before you do this work, okay? And then once it's come to a boil, that's when you're going to add in your Yoni steam ingredients, okay? I'm using 3 tablespoons of the Yoni steam in this mix. And again, you want to make sure that the flame is off because you don't want this to be too hot, okay? And this is also the time when I would start to say my incantations and my prayers as I stir it and just kind of activate the magic in the work that I'm trying to get out of this Yoni steam, okay? And then you're gonna pour it into the bowl. Now, I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit because I don't want to just immediately hover on top of it. Your girl ain't trying to burn, okay? So then you're gonna do like a wrap dress, something that will cover around you so that all that steam will get kind of trapped and not like go out of that little area, okay? So as you can see, I'm just chilling. This is a great time to do any reading, catch up on anything. Currently reading the Modern Witchcraft book of Astrology by Halina Hadas. This is a great book and I highly recommend it. Link down below. Also, shout out to Spiritual Hottie for this like witchy Bratz painting. I am in love. I loved the Bratz when I was a kid, so it's like really coming full circle right now. Amazing. Also, shout out to me for this pyrokinesis moment that I'm having. Yeah, she did that. So now I am lighting up the Romance incense from Conjured Cardea's Romance Altar box set. This set is absolutely divine. You get a lot of items in this set. You get the Romance oil. You also get the Romance candle. You also get this gorgeous like tea bag, which you can use for bath, or you can actually just use it for tea. You get a cowrie shell. This thing is so big. It's probably the biggest I've ever seen. You get the Romance bath salts, as well as these gorgeous peacock feathers that you can use for offerings or to just adorn your altar with. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, witches, so here is the moment where I teach you how to enchant your nails. Yes, so there's a little bit of a process, obviously the prep, but I've talked a lot about enchanting your nails, and I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Now, I'm gonna be using acrylic nails, like the press-ons, so If you're into that, go ahead, but you can also just do this on your raw flat nail. Okay, so I have my nails set up here, placed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass each nail through the smoke, the incense smoke that I have, and bless it before I go and write my symbols on it, okay? So I want to first start off by saying you need to make sure that you pick out all, if you're doing it this way, then you want to pick out all of your nails based on their placement on the hand. So I know that these two fingers, based on the chart that we're using, are great for love, relationship, creativity, excuse me, beauty, and attraction. So these ring fingers are the ones that I'm going to be putting the Venus symbol onto. Now I have here two different types of nail polishes. I have a gold here, which I really like and I'm going to be using. And I also have a black color here. Now if you want to use white, you can as well. I will be using the black one for protection, but I'll show you how I use that. You can do this underneath and then paint over it, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to paint over the color just to add some more, you know, flair and interesting layers to the nail. So again, you want to make sure you know exactly what finger it is and get both of those so I can do it all together at once, okay? So these ones are the skinny brush, so that way you can get more of a precision when drawing your image. There is a bit of a learning curve, but don't worry, again, you're going to be painting over this, so you just need to be focusing your magical intent while you're doing this work, okay? So I'm gonna actually try to zoom you guys in. Again, this would be the point where you are going to be chanting, setting your intentions, and just thinking about what it is that this symbol is going to do for you, what it's going to activate for you. Okay, and you just want to make sure you get any of the drip so that you don't see how there's like, I don't know if I can show you guys, but I don't know if you guys can see, there's still a little excess, and so when I go down here, it's going to actually fill up on the tip, and you just want to make sure that you've gotten all of the excess, so when you go to paint, you know exactly how much is going to be delivered on the brush. I don't know if you guys can see, it's not a super great depiction, but nonetheless. Okay, so then we have our Venus symbol. Let's see, you can see our Venus. All right, now you can do any symbol that you want. We're gonna give that a chance to dry, and we're gonna move on to the next one. We have our Venus symbol, okay? And then we're just gonna let this one dry. I'm going to put some protection sigils on some other placements of my hand with the black while these two dry. So I'm gonna do this symbol of Earth on my middle finger, and this is to keep me grounded and to reduce anxiety, but to also be a protective energy. So the middle finger actually is the earth element, so that's what I'm going to use that for. Now again, like, you can also use this to like access wisdom. You can use this for justice and self analysis. Sensing what is right and wrong is another way to utilize the middle finger. But I'm just going to find my middle finger placement. Okay, so these are my middle fingers, and I'm going to utilize the symbol, the earth symbol, which is basically a downward triangle with a line at the bottom. So we're just going to jump into doing that. All right, so here are the nails that are going to be blessed with the symbology of symbology. So here are the symbols that I have placed on the middle finger and the ring finger of my acrylic nails. So I'm going to give them a chance to dry, and I'm going to actually place the other nails on. Now, if you want to add words or symbols that you've specifically created for yourself, you could do that as well. I'm just going to go over the rest of the nails with the colors that I want, and I have already blessed each one of the nail polishes to serve a certain function. Okay. All right, so the nails are placed, and now I'm just going to paint over them with the color of my choice. Now, this is a magenta. It's funny because it's called espresso, but this is a magenta color, and magenta is really great for harmony, and that's really kind of like what I'm bringing in: harmony, beauty, the soft unity energy. And so I'll be painting my nails with this color, and then I'm going to go back with the gold and do some little accenting. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so I have finished the nails here and done just like a small design on these, just so I know this is my magic finger. No indentation or any markings on the middle finger, as it's just serves as protection. Now I will take my incense here and pass my hands over the smoke while chanting my incantations and just blessing my nails again. All right, so now I'm going to do a little bit of candle magic. I am going to create a ritual for healing the heart chakra and allowing love to flow in. So I am going to be using two really special candles. The first one is the Protect Your Heart candle from the Auric Voltage. This candle is absolutely amazing. It is imbued with so much energy from start to finish, and this hand-dipped crystal grid beeswax candle, say that 100 times fast, is imbued with the energy and vibrational frequency of opening and clearing blockages into the heart chakra, as well as protecting the heart from anything that may come and, create any damage, create any stagnancy. It's a really great heart protection candle. So I'm going to be lighting this alongside the Love Unbound hand dip candle as well. This candle is all about self-love, heart chakra opening, receiving more love, calling in that vibrational frequency of love. And so these are all incredible because even the color in which these candles have are created through crystals, through gemstones. The process is amazing. If you follow Auric Voltage on TikTok, they actually go live. Seth actually goes live and shows how he creates these candles, and some of them he grinds down gemstone crystals into a fine powder to create this pigmentation. I mean, they're beaming with so much good energy. When I got this in the mail, I was blown away. I could feel all the energy. And he has so many different types of candles. He has a really great candle called Life Force Plus. I really love the Bitch Bye candle, which is like a dual candle. It has two wicks and they burn like opposite from each other in tandem. So cool. I've never seen a candle like that. And so we're going to use these two as our like anchoring forces, and then I have here two other pink candles which I'm going to bless with my Baddie Bruja oil, which is available on my website, theglamourwitch.com, and just imbue this working with this energy. Okay, so first things first, I have my tray here. I'm actually going to adorn this tray with roses. Okay, and that's the first step of this work. Now I kind of imagine this as like everything is placed on a bed of roses for healing, to create this healing vibration and this healing energy. And so we're just gonna like scatter that throughout the plate, and then I'll bless and activate the roses for the purposes of this ritual. Okay, and of course we're gonna leave a little bit of room wherever we're gonna put our candles at. Okay, so this is the Protect Your Heart candle. And as you can see, there is that beautiful obsidian arrowhead here in the front part of the candle. I mean, this is like, it feels so good. Holding this in my hand, it feels amazing. I cannot wait to inscribe my intention on it, as well as pushing energy into this, okay? So we're gonna set this to the side here, and we're just gonna open up our Love Unbound candle. So here is the Love Unbound beeswax candle. I am also in love with the way this feels. I'm going to anoint these with oil after I inscribe my intention. Again, how we are going to be doing this is one candle will be for protecting and clearing away that negative energy from the heart chakra, and the other will be to call in that self-love and that loving vibration into the heart space, right? We're clearing away all that doesn't serve, and then we're welcoming in that positive energy. I'm going to be blessing these 2 additional candles with my Baddie Bruja oil. Now, this is a new oil on my website, theglamourwitch.com. This Baddie Bruja oil is about empowerment, self-love. It's also about heightening your magical power and allowing you to feel more confident in your magical abilities. So it has a little bit of like, it's got a little bit of like beauty elements in there. It has some self-confidence in there, but it's also meant to allow you to really stand in your gifts as a witch, as a practitioner. So I think it's fitting that it's called Baddie Bruja. It has that element of just kind of like empowerment and self-love and a little bit of like beauty magic as well. But it's really for the practitioner who really wants to be able to stand in that energy and be able to feel that confidence in their gifts. So I will be anointing the pink candles with this oil, okay? Now this will be available, I'm just giving it a little shake here. This will be available on my website in a couple of days. I'm probably gonna, by the time you see this video, it's probably already launched and available, so go ahead and check it out. It should be like on the first page of my website, and it does come in this bottle. There are no smaller sizes of this as it stands right now, and this has been blessed and charged under the Leo full moon that we just recently had, that we're gonna be having. I'm actually going to bless this first batch with that energy, and so this will be a special one-of-a-kind batch. You're not gonna want to miss this. So when you're watching this, please run over to theglamourwitch.com and make sure you get your hands on this first bottle. I'm going to be blessing each edition of the Baddie Bruja oil with a new lunar cycle. So it'll be Leo, or it'll be another planetary energy that embodies what it is that this oil is all about. So once it's gone, okay? So head over there and check it out. So let's jump in and start inscribing our candles. So I like to use this, when I first I thought it was a nail. I was pretty sure that it was a nail. And then the person who I got it from, it's so funny. I got this at a Renaissance fair, and there was like a little witchy shop where they sell like crystals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, these are great. Like, you can use these nails in like protection work or like baneful magic. And she was like, oh, well, most of the time we just kind of recommend people use it as a scrying tool to write on their candles. And I was like, oh my God. Duh. So of course I bought one. It was like $1. So I don't really know like where you can purchase this, so I don't have a website, sorry you guys, but I'm sure you can go and find many different types of scrying tools that are metal. I like that because I know it's going to be long lasting and it's really going to get in there. But if you don't have that, you can also use quills. They're typical at magical shops. They're very, very strong, and they are long lasting, and quills have their own like metaphysical property as well. So if you want to imbue it with some intention, but I'm going to be using this scribing tool. And again, I'm just going to be writing that I'm clearing away what does not serve my heart chakra. I'm protecting my heart from all that has, you know, all things that would stop me from truly loving myself and truly accepting love in my heart. Okay, it's very, very simple incantation, very, very simple intention, not to, you know, overdo it, okay? Oh my gosh, what I love about this candle too is that it's so easy to write on. Sometimes like these candles can be so rigid, and it makes actually writing in a cohesive way really, really difficult, but this is like so smooth. I love that so much. Okay, so I have inscribed my intention onto the candle. I'm going to now anoint the Protect My Heart candle with some protection oil. Okay, so this is protection oil that I did a protection working on my TikTok. So if you haven't had a chance to go see that, please do. I actually did a Solomonic ritual over this oil, so I already know that it is blessed and imbued with protective energies. I'm just gonna guide it for the purpose of this work, okay? I'm just gonna anoint it the way that I would anoint any candle, right? Making sure to not get any oil on the bottom of the candle as best I can, just so that it sticks really well to the plate, okay? Let me go to melt the bottom. Just really making sure everything is nice and anointed. And now I'm just going to say my intention and just push energy into the candle, okay? So I'm going to light the bottom until it drips just enough so it can stand up perfectly straight. And there is our first candle. And now we're gonna move on to our Love Unbound candle, okay? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna inscribe it. I'm going to anoint it with some spell oil, and then I'm going to place it on the plate. So for time purposes, I'm just gonna kind of move through that. So I'm going to be using the Romance oil from the Romance Altar Kit from Conjured Cardea. This kit is so beautiful. It's all about showing yourself that love first so that the universe can send you exactly the same, right? And so because this candle is all about opening our heart up and allowing that love to flow in and accepting that unconditional vibration, I feel like this is the perfect oil to anoint this candle with. And so what I'm gonna bless it with, just so if you ever wanna do this work as well, I'm gonna bless and activate this, that I show myself the love and romance that I desire, that I am open to receive unconditional love. I love myself deeply and completely. And if you want to activate any affirmations with this work, you can do that too and write that here. But basically, like falling in love with yourself as a way to conjure in more loving vibration. So I just felt like this is a perfect oil. And honestly, this oil smells so good. I really just wanted to get it on my hands, so that's kind of like a secondary reason, because it smells so good and I just want to rub it all over my body. So there's that. I always say I wish I had smell-o-vision. One thing that I love about Conjured Cardea is that their oils are so good. I mean, they smell amazing. They're so power packed and the energy is just immaculate, and this is no different. So I'm just going to anoint the candle again, making sure to avoid the bottom of the candles just so that it sticks better to the plate. Oh my god, it smells so good, you guys. Oh, I wish I could let you guys smell this. It smells so good. It smells like a vanilla bubble bath. That's so crazy. That's insane. Yeah, this is definitely going to be going into my ritual baths for sure. Yes, and also with the bath salts, I mean, your girl's about to be dipping her toe in the magic, okay? So I'm going to bless this candle and then I'm going to stick it to the plate. So be right back. All right, so all the candles have been placed upon the plate. There is a crystal here that is connecting these two candles together. I am going to continue to do my chants and my incantations and my prayers as I light these candles, and I'm gonna let this burn, and so that way it'll be completely burned by the time tomorrow rolls around, when I'll be doing my actual activation and all of the magic will be imbued in me. I will also be taking this gemstone crystal with me tomorrow and just have it safely in my purse and in my bag to just kind of carry the energy of this working with me throughout the rest of the night and the whole day. Okay, so I'm going to light the bad boy up. All right, here we go. I'm going to first light the protection candle. I'm going to light my love unbound. I'm going to light my supporting candles. So this completes the ritual. I'll let these candles burn down, and then I will retrieve the crystal tomorrow in the morning. See you then. Hey you guys, so I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about this upcoming conference that I'm going to be a part of called Co-Create. This is going to be an incredible virtual conference that allows you to have access to 44 different teachers who are going to be offering you workshops, classes, and healing sessions of all types of modalities. I'm talking about human design, astrology, tarot, plant medicine, glamour magic, and so much more. What's great about this conference is that you're going to get a full, well-rounded understanding of different types of modalities from teachers who individually you might have to, seek out. Now you get to have access to these teachers all in one space over the course of 11 days. This is happening in March, and I would really love to see all of you there. Also, something else I wanted to remind you is that you get access to the playbacks, which allows you to be able to continue to utilize the lessons from this conference. That means from years from now, you can come back to these talks and these conversations and these workshops and classes and healing sessions and benefit from these teachings, right? It's not just a one and done situation. So this is going to be taking place March 8th through the 18th. This is 11 days of intensive spiritual, magical, and metaphysical learning and education. I think it's really important for us to be diving into our spiritual education this year, and this is the conference. I mean, at the beginning of my practice, if somebody would have offered me something like this where I could access all of this knowledge and all of this information in one place, I would have gladly spent my money on that. Again, I would highly recommend anybody who's looking to up-level their spiritual education this year to get on board with this virtual conference. And this is going to be March 8th through the 18th, and tickets are on sale now. Please come and join me at Co-Create, and let's get back into the video. All right, so I know this is an abrupt change in the video, but I have some news. So this video has taken a very unexpected change of events, and I'm going to explain to you why that is. First, I want to start off by saying I really strive to be authentic on my page in terms of like my experiences with magic and just like what happens in the course of time of doing the work, I have been consistent with that in my practices over the years here on my YouTube channel, and I hope to continue to do that, right? And I will continue to do that. So with that, a lot of unknown factors will appear during filming, right? And one of those unknown factors will be that spirit will always have first say. So let's just get into what happened. So I had planned to go out, which I did. You saw a video of me and the girls.
Hey you guys, so we're here. Say hello everybody, introduce yourself.
Candice. I'm Luna.
Jazz. So they came out to celebrate my birthday. So I just wanted to share with you guys. So we're gonna go to our next spot.
Absolutely amazing dinner that we had, and I did not film the actual dinner just because I wanted it to be, you know, like we're really in each other's real life. Like we don't need that. I don't know. I'm not YouTubey enough yet where I could sit at a dinner table and film myself and not feel awkward, and like other people are there and it's loud, you know what I mean? And we were just like spending time, sharing, getting to know each other better, and it's like, I just didn't want there to be a camera in our faces, right? We decided to move on and go to the next place, and we went to the next place. We went to the next place, and it was like a fun house. I don't know what was going on. And this is what this full moon in Leo, if you guys know, then you know, like this last full moon in Leo was insane and chaotic and just nothing like what I think anyone was expecting, and nothing like any Leo moon that I've ever like experienced. You know, it's usually a heavier time for me because it's like opposite, it's, you know, my opposing sign, but I still have a good time on Leo moon, right? It's usually a good time, but this was chaos, right? We get to the place, it's freaking whack, like so whack, like the music was really bad, and it's one of my favorite venues to go to here in Los Angeles. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want y'all showing up there. They even admitted that they were like, yeah, it's kind of a weird night, and I was like, great, like my birthday weekend, it's a weird fucking night. And we decided to go someplace else. And we're like, oh yeah, let's go to this other place. It's really, really cool. It's super vibey. It's kind of like a speakeasy. We didn't factor in the fact that it was a Saturday night and that it was 10:30, which matters in Los Angeles. You pretty much need to be there at like 9 to not have to stand in any lines. And it's cold outside. Like, you know, granted it's not snowing here, but it's still cold, you know what I mean? So we get there and there is a line down the street, and it's just like, I don't think anybody wanted to stay in that line. I know I didn't. I'm not somebody who likes to be in lines. You see me outside of the bar smoking this incredible herbal blend from the Bronx Witch. I really loved it. It was really smooth. I enjoyed it. I feel like I didn't really get an opportunity to really enjoy it in the night, in the moment. So I only smoked a little bit of it, but it kept me calm enough to get through the rest of the night, which just slowly started to taper off, right? So we then were planning on going to like do some work under the full moon, and it was just way too cold and windy. And I couldn't even get footage of us like there because it was just like uncomfortable. Like we weren't comfortable. You know, ultimately, like we realized that spirit was like redirecting things, like purposely redirecting things. And it brought me back to the candle work that I had done. And I really hadn't thought about the magic in terms of like it negatively impacting. I don't want to say negative. It wasn't a negative impact. What happened was I wasn't factoring in that what was going to happen would take place in the timing of us going out, right? I just assumed that, you know, I don't know what I thought. Sometimes the spell work works right away. Sometimes it takes a couple of days. And you just don't know how it's going to manifest in your reality. And you don't see it in your present moment. It comes later, right? You know, I was obviously not happy. I was not excited. I mean, it was my birthday weekend. I wanted to do something special. I wanted to do something fun. I wanted to like have this incredible video, and for all intents and purposes, it was going to be incredible. And the first part was amazing and beautiful and all of that, but it was just like, you know, I got derailed, right? I made this video. I came home that night. I sat in front of the camera and I just said, I feel like something else is happening. I feel like I'm having a transformation. I feel like some inner child healing needs to be had. And, you know, I think that's something that I need to show and film to like turn the video around and like kind of take a different view and perspective on what had happened and try not to be so disappointed, right? So I wake up the next morning and I film my day, right? I do my journaling for the day in the morning. I write out my week. You know, I buy myself flowers. I make myself like my favorite childhood meal. I did my little self-care stuff, and I just kind of filmed everything all together. I did a spiritual bath, and I shared that with you guys. When I go to upload all of that onto my computer, the SD card was corrupted. So not only were all the files that I had filmed from the next day where I was like getting ready and like doing my hair and my makeup and like going out to the location, and then all the stuff I redid to fix the video since there wasn't a whole lot, like it was gone. So you have to imagine, after that happened, I was like, it was a fucking nut house. I lost my fucking mind. I was sobbing. I was inconsolable because it was just like every which way that I turned to try to fix it and try to create like a positive outlook or a silver lining, it was like the silver lining was evading a bitch. You know what I mean? Like I could not catch a break. So I took a couple of days. I bought a new SD card, and I just was like, I'm done. I even took a break on social media because I was just so unbelievably exhausted by how much that just derailed, right? It was just already a really hard week, and then I was looking forward to that experience, and it didn't work out, and then I tried to change it, and it still didn't work. And it's taken me exactly a week from that day to be able to make this video in a positive tone, because I was gonna like just be like, it didn't work out. I had an alternative ending, and I was like, no girl, you cannot put that you cannot put that on the internet. I also started my moon cycle on the Monday of that Sunday when the file got corrupted and I like all of that. The next morning I started my moon cycle, and it was the worst cycle that I had ever had since I was like 15. Like so much pain, and I haven't had that in such a long time. So it was just so random, and it was like that for the first 3 days, really, really rough, like on my body, my emotions, just like I wasn't okay. And I really had to take a beat. I was very upset, you know, and so I wanted to just honor that. I didn't want to push myself to like make some sloppy job ending of the video, because I just felt like you guys deserved more than that. I don't really know what happened. I have no idea, but I do know this, and this is something that me and the lovely Jasmine, Keys of Alchemy, Jasmine and I were doing a reading, and that's what came up, was like, dealing with resistance and letting things be the way that they are, and not pushing so hard, and dealing with the emotions that come up instead of trying to like speed roll over them to get a job done, to do things, to work, right? And so because I have more things, I'm juggling more things, I feel like the work that we did, the spell work and just all of the healing work that was done, was the first pocket of time where I reserved to like actually slow down. Although I was filming it and it was technically still like working and like creating content for you guys, it actually was like one of the first times in like a little bit, probably since last year, where I actually wasn't on go, you know, doing something, working, whatever. And I actually got a chance to like do that healing. And so I got shook, you know, in that moment, because it was like, they were like, this is not the work that you go out and go to the bar and like go dancing. This is not the work. This is heart healing work. This is inner child healing. This is delving deep into the subconscious. This is crying and healing those internal wounds. And they were like, girl, what are you doing? You're pushing against what this work is, right? And I just was just kind of approaching it like, I'm just adding a little extra love to the pot. I didn't realize how much needed to come up. And so with everything that happened, it almost forced me to stop and really sit in my emotions and my feelings and really ask myself, like, where am I at? Like, where am I at emotionally? And check myself, because I was not happy, you guys. I mean, you guys can only imagine if all those series of events happen to you back to back in a 3 to 5 day span. like, you'd be not trying to make a video either. You'd be like, fuck the whole thing. I also found a new community of people online during that time because I was just like, I just need something that's like good for my soul. And like, it was really about inner child healing, right? So I was watching a lot of like my old favorite shows. Like I was watching the Bratz TV show, and I really got into watching, you know, when I was younger, I used to really enjoy watching my brother game. So he used to like do video games, a lot of video games when we were younger, but you know, I never was good enough at the games to like excel past certain levels. So I would just like watch him play. And that was like a part of like our bonding, but also like my early childhood memories of just like feeling safe and like loved and like happy, right? And watching other people play video games has always been kind of like my thing, right? I just enjoy it. And a lot of people do, like people watch Twitch and stuff like that. So I found this community, and they're like playing Hogwarts, which is like really blowing up right now. Hogwarts Legacy is blowing up everywhere. I feel like everyone is playing it. It's all over my For You page on TikTok. I found this community through a TikToker that I followed from years ago, and they're just the most lovely people, so sweet and kind and also magical. And you know, I just like fell into this like new space, and I just like, I don't know. And then they also do like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, for anyone who doesn't know what that means. And I got to watch them live like play, and it was just, I feel like I needed that time. And it was like I got this little pocket, this little window where I got to forget about everything, right? And I got to just like be in a space that was safe to, you know, heal and play and be in an imaginative space, and you know, redirect my energy to being softer and more patient with myself, and taking it slow and not pushing myself to do a bunch of busy work. I feel like this is important to share with you guys, because you need to understand that, you know, glamour magic in doing this work is not just about like looking good, right? And I say this all the time. I do this, talk about this in my course, and I share this on my social media platforms everywhere. You'll find it anywhere that I post about glamour magic. It's not about beauty and attraction. It's about self-love and healing and shadow work. And that is how you get in there and find the confidence to be who you are and to show up, right? And then all the other things like the beauty spells, the attraction work, the, you know, sensual, seductive side of yourself, it naturally comes up and it naturally flows from you, right? There is a strong foundation that you can build that work upon, right? And to do that, you have to go deep, and you have to be dealing with the foundation. And I did not realize how deep the work that I had done, you know, because I did a lot. You saw the video. Y'all saw that video. Those candles were popping. It was going off. And the candle work was insane. I mean, Auric Voltage's candles are already incredibly powerful and potent, and I knew that. And I was already kind of juiced up. Like, I felt like I had a lot of energy. And so when I went and set the intention and I was doing my work and stuff like that, and it just went all the way into the core of me and left nothing untouched. And there were certain things that at that point I would have preferred to have dealt with after the video was over. And I didn't get that. I didn't get that opportunity. I feel like I was being protected in that moment. I was being protected when we were out from interacting with people who, one, were, you know, I feel like I was being protected from sleazy guys. I feel like I was being protected from like weird energy of the night, you know, from just like, it was just chaotic in general. There was like weird stuff going on with our drivers and stuff like that. I feel like we were being protected, and it just doesn't always look like what you think it's gonna be. It's not like some like angel swooping in and being like, hey guys, don't go this way. Sometimes it's just like everything goes wrong because you need to be redirected in a different space where things can actually happen for its highest and greatest good, right? And in the moment, I did not see that, right? And I think that it's a greater lesson of like, listen to spirit no matter what. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have recognized some other things that in that period of time, I realized like, wow, I don't spend enough time just doing things that make me happy and not things that are like furthering my career or like, you know, I don't do enough things to just have fun. And I feel like my inner child was really came forward and just was begging for attention and begging for love. And that whole thing forced me into that. And it brought me into a space with other people, you know, who are so actively in touch with their inner child, you know, and these are people who are of all ages, you know, some of them are older than me, and they're in this space and they're still engaging with their inner child in such a loving and beautiful and playful way. I needed to see that, and I needed to be reminded of that, because that is how you stay whole, right, in this work. And it's like it's a very like drawn out and chaotic way of getting me to that, but I don't know how else I would have gotten to that realization. I don't know how I would have gotten there. I don't know if I would have found that group. I don't know if I would have done all that. I would have felt guilt and shame around like sitting and watching somebody play video games and like watching D&D and like, you know, not working, you know, and not doing all the things that I've told myself that I'm supposed to do, that I have to do. And I just gave myself permission to have that time. And no one died. You know, nothing bad truly happened. Things are delayed and I have work to do. But everybody was understanding, and nothing is like so far gone that it can't be fixed. You know what I mean? So I wanted to share this because as much as this wasn't the video that I intended to make, it was the video that needed to be made. And I don't know if there's somebody out there who needed to hear that, who maybe was going to watch this video to escape some part of themselves that needed healing, or to, you know, bypass, or maybe who didn't really truly understand what glamour magic does and has the capacity to do for you on a soul level. I feel like this video now is like maybe opening you up to the realization that this work has so many more benefits than just like making you look beautiful or be more attractive to other people, but help you to see the things within yourself that need love, so that you can shine from the inside out. To highlight those beautiful things inside, you have to be able to see them. You must look at them, right? There are all these treasures inside of you, and some of them are so deep and buried that you have to be able to be willing to go down into the underworld of your own soul and like forage, right? And some of them are going to be, you know, a little dusty, and you're going to have to, you know, brush them off, and they're not going to look super shiny when they first come up. They're going to look all, you know, tattered and just not as glamorous as you would like. But when you tend to it and you put love into it and you're willing to spend that time to really uncover it, all of a sudden it begins to shine, and this like beautiful golden energy becomes very present and real, and you start to see the beauty in it. And then it becomes this new adornment of your power, of your energy, right? And it's something that gets unlocked, a new version of you that gets unlocked, that you can then pull and access when doing your glamour magic in the future, right? It keeps feeding you, it keeps healing you. And I teach this in my course, and I teach this period. I mean, this is what magic should be doing. It should be taking you to the depths and helping you find those hidden places. But it does require you to go into the shadow, and that can be uncomfortable and painful and obnoxiously chaotic and frustrating. But if you're willing to stick it out, and if you're willing to be patient with yourself, and you're willing to be patient with spirit, you will find something on the other side that you couldn't have imagined. And so with that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video. If you are interested in being a part of the Glamour Witch squad, please, please smash that subscribe button and hit the like. Share this with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I will see you in my next video. Be blessed.
Pull out the candles, pull out the crystals, pull out the recipe.